Good day, Minecraftians. PurpleMentat here, bringing you episode, let's call it 5 of Crash Landing. The restart screws things up a little bit, but I did entitle the last episode episode 4, so this is now officially episode 5. Last time, visited the new city with some armor, which I don't actually have on me. There we go, stuffed it in there. Leather armor is going to be your least threatening to your survival and most helpful overall, I believe. Could be wrong. Frequently am. In any case, there you have it. Leather armor, city, got myself the materials that I need to progress and start duplicating my ores. Specifically, I got the parts for a smeltery and for a high oven, which I have made a part of my perimeter wall, set those up over here. You'll notice, however, they're still missing some pieces. Well, the smeltery had a whole bunch of cracked brick, but in the smeltery quest, I needed something a little more specific. I needed seared brick. I noticed in my chest that I had 8 seared brick waiting for me, so there we go. Not only do I get the Smeltery Creator achievement and the Mighty Smelting book, but I can now hand in this book and claim my reward of either 8 seared bricks. Well, I'm guaranteed the 8 seared bricks. I can also choose between 4 clay or 4 bricks. That's a tough one. Let me check something right quick. Actually, you know what? That's not a tough one at all. Clay is relatively, or is clay hard to get in this pack? I can't remember. I can get clay pretty easily by making water, tossing it into a barrel. However, I think I am going to take the clay anyway, because it'll be useful for the next step of what I'm doing here. Now, the next step, triple play. It wants a high oven controller, a scorched duck, and a scorched drain. Well, I have a scorched duct on hand, but it wants me to craft these. So, as it tells me, I can either go scavenging or melt down excess seared bricks. Well, I have a fair bit of seared bricks in my inventory. So to get this started, we're going to put 1 seared brick right here. And we're going to use our bucket, which I don't have on me. Let me go grab that. We're going to use our bucket to collect some lava out of our crucible. Toss more cobblestone in there while I'm right here. And fill up the seared tank. Now, right into the smeltery, you can put... Mining pack emptied out. We'll fix that. In the smeltery, you can put a seared brick to get 144 seared stone. Well, that's the same amount that you can get out of one of the constructed seared bricks. So we're going to put these 4 seared bricks in here. And you'll notice, if you take a look at seared stone, the liquid, the uses of it, if you pour it into cobblestone in a liquid casting basin, which I don't have a casting basin at the moment, so I'm going to need to fix that as soon as I can. You can get yourself some, seared cobblestone, which you can then put back into the smeltery to double it back into 144, because the seared cobblestone only takes 72. So you can double your seared stone over time by expending lava and adding it to cobblestone. You cannot make seared stone from cobblestone. You're normally able to do that, but in this pack, that is disabled. And you're also unable to construct a route. However, every seared stone, every single brick will turn into 2 cobblestone, which can then be made into 4 more. So, it's pretty good. But we can do even better. See, the smeltery requires lava, for 1. And for 2, it's not super fast. What we really want is to get some more drains going, a scorched controller, and a scorched drain. And to do those, we need this scorched brick. To get scorched brick, we need to put 8 millibuckets of seared stone on a brick in a casting table. And bricks, of course, are made from smelting clay, which is why I grabbed the 4 clay in the first place. So I'm going to go get this clay smelted into bricks. And once I'm able to make myself the scorched bricks I need to complete the quest line, I shall return. Back soon. Alright, I have my bricks now. And that brick that I melted down got me 4 blocks worth of seared stone. You can convert your seared brick straight into seared stone that way. Very useful for any seared bricks you find in the field. Now, I'm going to cover this with a bit of seared stone. And as you can see, I still have 136 millibuckets plus 3 more blocks on top of that. And I'm going to need 8 and 6 for a total of 14 seared brick to complete this quest. Except slightly more than that, because I need to make the scorched duct myself, which is going to cost 6 more. So a total of 20. Oops. There we go. So I need just a few more. And the fun part is as soon as I complete the quest, I'll get a whole bunch of... Oh, I'm all out of water again. Hang on, let me go handle this water situation off camera. I'll be back in just a moment, folks. Alright, I have my 20 seared bricks now, so we are going to very quickly create for ourselves a seared controller, a seared duct, or a scorched drain, and a seared duct. And there we go. That should complete the triple play quest. Oh, nope, it wants a deep tank controller. So we're going to have to come back to that because I definitely do not have any lapis at this time. Lapis being something that you can sieve out of, I believe, gravel? Yeah, we'll get plenty of that in the very near future once I get my auto sieving setup really rocking. Right now, though, it's kind of lame. All right, so we're going to... Oh, nope, you don't want to stand in the smeltery when it is full of liquid or you will burn, which will cause you to take HP damage. That was not what I wanted to do with it. There we go. You're going to want the output facing straight here, and you're going to want to stuff your hive and controller right there. And you're going to need a lever for that in, well, just a little bit. Now, the fun part is the high oven, when it's one high, it only has one input stack, but that's all it needs at this time. Let me go grab a stick so I can make a lever. Or maybe I have a lever in a box somewhere. Don't appear to. That's okay. We have everything we need for the short term on hand. So I'm going to make myself a stack of charcoal, or a couple of blocks of charcoal. Stick and cobble gets me a lever. You stuff your lever next to the high oven controller, turn it on to start burning. I'm going to leave it off for the moment, but I am going to put cobblestone in there. So the next step is to use an ingot cast, which I have waiting for me over here, and extract the rest of that stuff back into scorched brick format, because I need myself another 6 bricks to make a smeltery drain. And if there were another way to directly cast a drain, I would, but this is really the only function there is. Now, unfortunately, it does take a full block worth of seared stone to create one of these seared bricks. But what I can do is I can take 3 of these seared bricks and melt those down using more lava, and that will give me 3 more. Yes, I am losing efficiency that way. I'm losing seared brick, but that's okay, because in the long run, this is going to be better for me. And I'll show you how as soon as this is done processing. Once I have my other drain and I am ready to rock, I will be right back to show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, folks, I have my 6 seared brick. I'm turning that into another drain. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here, knock this faucet off for the time being. And I'm going to put this other drain right here. Right like that. I think that'll work. I might need to turn it around the other way. Anyway, this will do for... This will do for the time being. So, I'm going to stick a whole bunch of cobblestone in here. I'm going to turn that on. And you can see that the bar is there. That means that once this gets up to temp, this will start melting. Which means that we will be able to convert our cobblestone into seared stone using the high oven. And I'm going to show you what we get out of 1 cobblestone in there. Let me just get it down there so you can see exactly what you are getting for your effort here. Now, I've checked with this Kandar. This is intended. This is not going to be removed. This is... And that high oven's probably putting off a lot of heat that's causing me problems. That's okay. Once I get running, I should be able to get some new materials that will help kind of passively with heat. In any case, almost here. I believe it's 500 degrees for the cobblestone, but we're about to find out, that's for certain. Nope, not quite. 540. 560. 600. Poof. And now we have 8 millibuckets of seared stone. So it doesn't go fast, however, it only takes cobblestone to get more seared stone. Now we can effectively and efficiently build this smeltery and this high oven as large as we want, because to move seared stone from the high oven to the smeltery, and you can burn through a lot of cobblestone very, very quickly. In fact, if I take this and I compress it a couple of times, you'll see just how fast you can do with cobblestone. You make compressed cobblestone with 9, and then you... Oh, I can't actually further compress it. But each one of these compressed cobblestone is half of a brick or half of a block. And that will melt down at the same temperature. As you can see, runs a little bit slower, but that's okay. Still quite quick. And you can move liquid from the high oven into the smeltery just by right-clicking that faucet. Fantastic, huh? Now if I check the high oven, there's no more liquid in there. And if I check the smeltery, there's another 8 millibuckets in there. Oh, now, that's kind of useful. It'll let us make some seared stone. And that's great, because now I can crank this smeltery and this high oven up to production levels. I'm pretty happy about that. But what I would really, really like to do is be able to... Hang on, there we go. Be able to start processing my ores. And that's the other thing the high oven is going to do for me. All right, one of them turned into 64 seared stone. That's not right. That should be 72. All right, hang on. Right now, the efficiency is actually worth more to me than the speed. And I'm not certain that it was actually all that much faster. In any case, the high oven does process it fairly quickly, and once we get it higher, we'll be able to have up to 6 stacks going at a time. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our iron, our copper, our gold, aluminum, silver, lead, tin, all of it. And we're going to start processing this in the high oven. Now, every ore in a furnace would give me 1 bar. In a smeltery, each one of these ore dust blocks would give me the equivalent of 2 bars. In the high oven, they'll give me 3, which is very, very useful, especially right now when, at the beginning when I am so low on resources. Yeah, this is pretty fantastic. I'm very happy about this. So once you have your smeltery and your high oven from the city, you can very easily convert cobblestone into seared stone. And if you have extra, say, cracked sear bricks you're not happy with, you can also melt those down. Now this should give me the full 144, so I should be at 256 once that's done melting. But I'm going to keep an eye on it and make certain. And I believe that the 3 high oven at just 2000 should be warm enough to at least process these. Yep, 256, good. So let's get the iron, well, I guess, yeah, let's get the iron first. Start that going. And collect my copper. So I want to see if it will pour everything at once. Yes, it will. It actually pours fairly quickly. Now, what I would really like is 7 more seared bricks in total. That is going to be... Let me pull up my calculator here. 1008 millibuckets. Or 7 blocks. I have 5 blocks and 48 millibuckets. It's going to be a little bit longer before I can do that. But I do have 2 more seared bricks in here, which I'm just going to melt in the smeltery as I am processing other things in my high oven. Once I have the bricks that I need, and... can I melt down the casting table? No, that's a shame. It'd be nice if I could convert that back into seared bricks, but I can't. Alright, so I'm going to melt down these seared bricks, and I'm going to process my ores, and when I'm ready for the next step, which is going to be pretty fun, I'll be right back. See you soon, folks. Alrighty, folks, I have my 7 seared brick ready, and quite a bit of molten iron waiting for me in that smeltery. Let's take our seared brick back home and make ourselves what we're going to be using to extract that stuff. A casting basin. Fantastic. Now, we're still using just the 1 faucet for all of this right now. I'm kind of moving it between areas when I'm ready to. Let's get some copper going. Copper will process a little bit faster than the iron will. 4, 3, 2. 1. Golden. There, now that that's done. And as soon as I have the ability to make more, well, I mean, I could make more right now, but I kind of don't want... Whoops. That was my seared stone, accidentally. That's okay. Only losing a little bit of it, and soon I'm going to have all the seared stone I can handle. Alright, so you pour your 9 ingots at a time into the casting basin, you get yourself a full block of metal. Anyone who has messed with Tinker's construct before knows how this functions. So, I'm going to process through all of the metals that I have, get myself set up with a good bit of what I need, so that I can start automatically creating cobblestone and inserting it into the high oven and get myself a lot of, well, both the scorched bricks and the seared bricks. So I can have a relatively large smeltery and a relatively large high oven all set up and ready for me to do large scale processing. As you can see, every now and then when the high oven is processing through copper, iron, any of those, it's going to produce thermal expansion slag. This stuff is kind of useful in a couple of ways. It gets some clay, which isn't great. It can make florbs, which are fun, but not that useful. And it can smelt into rock wool, which is a really fantastic cosmetic item because it is like wool in that it looks exactly the same as wool, same texture, but it won't burn away. I don't remember if it functions like netherrack and that it'll burn forever, but it will never disappear from burning. And I think it's a little bit blast resistant. Anyway, I gotta mess with it to test it sometime. Maybe I'll build myself a giant pixel art Mega Man out there sometime. What do you guys think? Should I engage in the pixel arting? It's fun times. Anyway, I'll be back once I have my metals processed. See you soon. Alright folks, for this next bit, you're going to want a bit of gravel and a bit of glass. Now I'm going to assume that anyone who's done this before, played through Agrarian Skies or been a viewer for a while, knows how to get these, but I'm going to cover it for the newbies. So, cobblestone, used an X-Nihilo hammer on it, you get gravel, get that back down, smash it with your hammer, and you get sand. We're going to take that sand, toss it into a furnace, you get your glass, and while that's processing, it'll be 4 glass for me, which will be plenty, we're going to make ourselves a new item. Specifically, I want a better barrel from Just Another Better Barrels mod. There we go. A couple of those. We're going to take them over here. And I think I'll be happy to put it right there. And right over here, we're going to dig, dig, dig. Good. Set that, you know what? I need a bit of cobblestone. Ooh, I have one. Good. Shouldn't have put that down, but that's okay. There we are. We are going to move now our lava to here. Hopefully that will be far enough away from the barrel. I think I'll be okay. And our water to here. And you'll see why in just a moment. Anyone who knows how modded works will understand what I'm doing here, especially from the ender pearl in my inventory. I don't have my redstone handy, but oh, you know what? It's got to be in the chest. I farmed up some gravel while I was waiting for things to process and sifted that. I have myself 1 diamond and 1 emerald and a bunch of broken ores now, which is pretty nice. Also, I got myself a bit of lapis, which I'm very happy with. Alright, so, next on the agenda, transfer pipes. I want to make myself transfer pipes, I need stone slabs. But you only need exactly 6 stone slabs for every 32 transfer pipes. So, it's pretty easy to get your hands on the first bits. And then you're going to want to make a transfer node. However, I like to use the ender pearl recipe because endermen are not super hard to hunt in this pack. The needle gun does not cause them to teleport, so using an ender pearl for it is not a big deal. You could, and it would probably be smarter for me to do... Hang on, where is it? I believe... Oh, that must be something that's special for Agrarian Skies. Never mind. Moving on. Yes, so yeah, you can hunt the endermen without too much trouble. I thought that I could make an ender lily seed with an ender pearl, but that must be something that Jaded added, which surprises me. She's not exactly, you know, kind and gentle about these things. So, as I was saying, you're going to want to make your transfer node. And this is as simple as what? Oh, I need a chest. I knew I had more wood in my inventory for a reason. I actually didn't know that, but I suspected. So, 1 chest, 1 ender pearl, 2 redstone, 1 of those transfer pipes you just made, you get 4 transfer nodes. Also a bit of smooth stone. But we knew we were going to need that. Now, if you take a transfer node and you plop it on top of a bit of cobblestone with a water and a lava touching it, the transfer node will begin generating cobblestone. Nothing else needs to be done. And it goes at a fairly good clip, honestly. What you're going to want to do if you want this to go even faster, and eventually I will, is you're going to want to add a mining and speed upgrade. You need both to improve the speed. However, right now, if I just do that, well, it's going to start putting the cobblestone into the better barrel at a very rapid pace. And in this form, anyway, does not generate an awful lot of lag. If you upgrade it to the max with 2 stacks of mining and 2 stacks of speed upgrades, so it is generating, 2 full stacks of cobblestone every few ticks, then it starts to get a little bit laggy. And if you have multiples of those in the world, then you're in real trouble. But in this form, it's not a problem. So, oh, look at that. I have the skin bug again. I had that gone away for a while, and I have no idea why it's back. That's a problem. Anyway, so looks like, everything melted except the gold. I did not get the gold dust in there in time. That's okay. I can always make more charcoal. It's fairly easy. So now, the great thing about this is I have an easy source of lots and lots of cobblestone rolling in. I will be able to upgrade my high oven and my smeltery. Fantastic. However, speaking of upgrading the high oven and the smeltery, we can make the high oven and smeltery setup that we have right now a little bit better using some of these metals. Specifically, I want to make myself some fluid ducts. And I'm going to use the opaque ones because they're cheaper. So, fluid ducts and levers. Where is my... oh, cobblestone. It's not like I'll ever be wanting for that again, as I'm going to have a better barrel full of it ready for me at most times. So this right here, this seared faucet, can easily be replaced with a fluid duct right there. And I stick a lever down right next to it. Now, if I turn this on, and I turn this on, when I pull the lead block out of there, it will almost instantly refill. And it goes a lot faster than it does without. Pretty happy about that. Never enough inventory space in this game. But this particular instance of it is entirely my fault. So let's drop this stuff off for the time being. Come back over here. You can do the same thing between the scorched drain and the smeltery drain, but you want to be a little careful of that. While materials will not form into alloys when they are in the high oven, they will form into alloys when they are in the smeltery. So if you have silver and gold in the smeltery at the same time, you'll end up with electrum. Now, frequently using this method, you're going to end up with a part of a block left in the casting basin. Not enough to actually form the block, but you need to get that out of there. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn that and then turn that like that. And now the silver will flow back in, and then the lead will go back in, and you're in good shape. So now you just set the silver to the bottom, and once again, alter these. There we go. And now this will start filling with silver, and you can extract your silver. And this will be a lot faster than trying to do it all by hand, one click at a time. So seared faucet has been made completely obsolete. Unfortunately, you can't melt it down for the 3 seared brick, which is why I did not make myself multiple seared faucets. All right, so I'm going to let the rest of this process through, and I'm going to build up my high oven and my smeltery a little bit, and then we're going to tackle the next step. All right, correction, folks. I don't actually have the time right now to wait for all of this to happen, so I'll do that off screen when I have more time. Right now, though, what I can do is get started on the next quest. So moving things around, I'm already started on. I need an item duct and a leadstone energy conduit to finish it out, but I need the tin before I can do the item duct, and that's still stuck in here. However, I can left click that to make that the bottom, and I can pour out at least a block of tin so that I can finish this off. Oops. Now, if you want to pour just a little... There. And there. Now, you don't want copper and aluminum or tin and aluminum to be in the smeltery at the same time. However, at the moment, neither of the aluminum is not in there, so neither of those is a worry. So now I'm going to start pouring, and I'm going to watch this until at least 9 blocks have gone. 9 ingots, I mean. And I believe it started at 48, so I need to get to at least 39. We will go a little bit past that, down to 30, just to be double certain. 34. Almost. 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 There we are. And then I just right-click that to stop it. And now if I check here, I can see that I have 20 ingots of tin. So if I extract this back into the pipe and go like that, that's now full up. And it should be emptied out into here. I now can put my tin on the bottom and extract that into block form. Once I have my tin, I will be all set and ready to make myself some more goodies. Take these over here and we can start moving things around. Specifically, I need... oh, hang on. I need my lead. Where did my lead go? Lead, lead, lead. Oh, hello, spider. There, all that sorted, got everything I needed, came back, killed a spider, yay. So, tin ingot, some lead, gets me item duct, and some lead, some redstone, and 1 bit of glass gets me the leadstone energy conduits, which I needed to... oh, why did I have my book on there? That's a silly place for a book to be. Collect moving things around. A iron chest, a portable tank, and a leadstone flux capacitor, which is full. Very, very nice. Now, for the next step, we really need a printed circuit board. Now, someone in the comments told me that I had a printed circuit board waiting for me in the city. Well, I didn't see one there. So instead, I'm going to start working towards crafting one. And to do that, we're going to need to get into the next set of quests under pressure. But you'll note that having completed moving things around, I can now get into creating life. Lonely? Repeatable quest. If I have a bunch of mob essence and an egg, I can get a chicken spawn. Guaranteed. QDS only though. Manual submit will not work. And that'll get me into a whole bunch of others. Also, 1-up. This is a shell constructor. The shell constructor will allow me to create a... you must save and exit your game directly after you sink to a shell. Otherwise, Enviromine loses track of your temperature and heat. Oh, alright. Make sure you read things over. Anyway, if you turn in a shell constructor, you will get a camel pack and a leadstone energy cell. And that's a very important item. The shell constructor, there it is. However, it's going to take a little while before we can make. I need a bunch of obsidian, and more specifically, I need a whole bunch of goodies. I need more diamond. So I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm not super worried about extra lives. I've been doing pretty good on that notion. And as long as I keep an eye on my camel pack, I'm pretty safe. Though I should defend myself from the spiders sometime soon. They've been getting in and causing trouble. So, under pressure is what we need to do. This will take us through the PneumaticCraft tech tree. And as it says, it is the backbone of almost every bit of technology I will build. Time to learn how to use it. Step 1, exploding iron. You need 8 iron ingots, no problem. Second step, TNT. Let me go grab some sand and then I can make some TNT. Back soon. Alrighty, I crushed a whole bunch of cobblestone into sand. It's time to make TNT. As any vanilla fan knows, gunpowder and sand get you TNT. Next step on this quest, under pressure, complete. Exploding iron. Third step is to dig down, set down the iron in the world, and blow it up into compressed iron. Luckily, in our run through the city, we found 18 compressed iron ingots already. So, that step is complete by virtue of having compressed iron already, and I don't actually need to create explosions, which is good, because explosions are dangerous. So we're going to claim that 16 compressed iron, and now it's going to teach me what to do next. Next step, create a pressure tube. Seems simple enough. And I'm going to assume you all know how to NEI, but if you don't, you just type it in, hit R, and that tells you what you need. Oh good, glass. I'm glad that I have just a little bit of that left over. So, a little bit of compressed iron, bit of glass, pressure tube, ahoy. I'm probably going to need an awful lot more glass before this is over, so I'm going to cook up a couple of orders of it. In fact, we'll just cook all of our sand into glass. That'll be for the best. Now, next step, air compressor. No problem. Slightly more complicated, but not unbearably so. My little cobble gen over here is working right away. It's almost filled up that barrel, and I didn't have to do anything. It's kind of nice. And unlike the terrain smasher that I was using in the last playthrough, it makes no noise whatsoever. There we are. 1 air compressor. Quest complete. Now, I get my choice of a pressure gauge, a reward bag, or 4 lightning plant seeds. The lightning plant seeds might be most useful. Let me double check that. Be right back. Alright, out of that list, the pressure gauge is made fairly simply with a bit of gold and some compressed iron. The reward bag, well, I mean, reward bags are fun, but it's not a guaranteed anything useful. The lightning plant seeds are guaranteed useful. These I would probably need to scavenge out of the city if I did not get them this way. The only way they generally propagate in survival is if a lightning bolt strikes the ground. There's a chance to spawn a lightning plant at the location of impact. So we're going to take the lightning plant seeds. I believe I can take those. I probably need... Nope. Yeah, I would need dirt, grass, or farmland. So I could totally plant that right. Tells me I can plant it on farmland. Oh, there we go. So you just throw it on the ground and wait a moment. However, you're probably not going to want them in the middle of things because I believe when they are fully grown, when you harvest them, they will cause lightning strikes, and that's a problem. However, that might only be while it's raining. I'm not 100% certain from the wiki that I'm reading. Next on the list, measuring pressure. Want a pressure gauge tube. Well, as I was saying, that's fairly easy to put together. The pressure gauge is just gold and compressed iron, which we have plenty of. Oh no, all of our gold. All right, we'll have to continue the quest line next time. I am out of time. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have not, please tell me what you would like to see differently. Coming up next time, I'm going to be continuing my way through the PneumaticCraft quest line, and we're going to see what we can do about this. Now, the fun part for me is I am learning PneumaticCraft as I go through this, so this is a fairly accurate representation of how well Iskandar has managed to design his quest line to teach people PneumaticCraft. All right. See you next time.